Hey everyone, welcome back to Mind Keys. So in today's video, we're going to take a slight divergence from our typical topic of psychedelics and how to use them for self-healing. And I want to kind of just take you into a mindset that you can use in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be psychedelic related at all, just when it comes to how to improve your life and dramatically kind of accelerate your personal growth or your spiritual healing or your psychological, mental, emotional well-being. This one kind of mindset tweak, this one little hack is everything. This changes so much. And it's this common pattern that I see over and over and over with people that when you know how to tweak will truly, truly improve your quality of life. So let's go ahead and get into it. And just super briefly, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but for anyone who's new to the channel, which is most of my viewers here, or even if you're a return viewer, just want to say a warm hello to you. My name is Dave. I'm a coach. I'm a hypnotherapist in the psychedelic space, one of only a few that I know of. And here at Mind Keys, we talk a lot about things like personal development, spiritual awakening, psychology, personal transformation, and how to use psychedelics as a part of that personal healing, self-actualization, personal growth path. So if that's your kind of thing, you're in the right place. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying, and I hope you get a lot out of this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so there is a pattern that I see over and over and over with clients that I'm coaching, with people I'm talking with online, that I've seen in my own life, that makes all the difference in terms of mental health, mental well-being, thriving, and personal empowerment, quite honestly, when it comes to whatever it is you want to change in your life, right? And this is a pattern of thought that when I describe, you will probably totally recognize in yourself. I know because I did it for years, and I see almost every client I talk to deal with the same thing when they're coming to me with an issue. So here's the pattern. Generally speaking, and that's actually the right key word, generally speaking, when people come to me with a problem, I'll notice the same thing over and over, which is that they are generalizing out the problem and the way they think about the problem, and they are kind of minimizing whatever the potential strengths or good parts of their life or qualities or solutions they have are. We tend to distort reality by exaggerating what we want to fix or solve or can't deal with and minimizing what might be really, really useful stuff. This is common across the board. Some examples of this, like a really obvious example, is someone who might be dealing with anxiety, right? And they say, I am anxious. Not I have anxiety, or I'm dealing with moments of overwhelm or moments of fear or moments of insecurity or uncertainty, or I have these feelings come up on occasion and I don't know what to do with them. They'll say, no, I am anxious. They chunk that and generalize this state, this fleeting state that comes and goes of feeling anxious, into an identity piece, as a statement of self, as if it were true from the moment they were born through every moment of their life. And I know for fact that's not the case. Because, for example, if you just close your eyes, if you set a timer for 1 minute and close your eyes and just notice all the shifts in thoughts and all the subtle shifts in mood you go through in 1 minute of your life, I guarantee you, you don't just feel anxious, right? Maybe for stretches of time, but I guarantee you throughout your day, you feel all kinds of other things: bored, curious, horny, lonely, silly, ridiculous, irritated, angry, whatever, hungry. The list is long of other things you experience besides anxiety. But those are all filtered out so often, and we'll just say, I am anxious, right? And we'll do the opposite. We'll ignore, that little burst of laughter we had earlier, or all the blessings that are going right in our life that we're kind of like oblivious to and filtering out, like the fact that we have clean water and, access to food, and our limbs all work, and I can speak properly, and I can yada, 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 right? So we will tend to minimize what's going right, or our strengths, or potential solutions, or any of that, and we will generalize the problem. Now, this is how you know that it's part of why it's a problem, because it's generalized, right? So what we can do is we can reverse that, right? And it will start to really radically transform your experience of your life. So what happens when you generalize the things that are good? I'm funny. I'm smart. I feel good a lot. I'm a good person. I'm a happy person. You may not feel happiness all day, every day, but if you are, if you're going to generalize, these moments of feeling anxious, don't you also deserve to generalize these moments of feeling great? Right? And then minimize and use your language to accurately represent, that maybe your anxiety only lasts for 10 minutes a day, or 20 minutes a day. Maybe you have little questions that are unresolved. Maybe you have doubts or fears or uncertainties that you need to work on. Maybe you have shoulder tension and shortness of breath for a small period of time, and that's what it is, right? So you can kind of minimize and bring down to a more accurate representation what the problem is. And you can generalize out, all the things that are going right for you, all the things that are supporting you and holding you up that you've forgotten about and you're not even paying attention to. You can generalize all the things, I am blessed. I have a great life. I have a lot of things going for me, whether or not I recognize it, etc., etc., etc. And by making this shift and noticing what the thoughts are and what the emotions are that you generalize out about yourself versus what you make specific or minimize, this really can radically transform your experience of your life. Now, when it comes to psychedelics, I'm just going to add this on really quick here. Again, this isn't really about psychedelics today, this video. This is just a general mindset, emotional kind of self-relationship principle that I'm describing here. But when it comes to psychedelics, it's really interesting to look at the generalizations that come up about ourselves in that space versus, what is fleeting and transitory, right? It's very revealing about our self-concept. So I just want to kind of put that out there for you as something to think about. What are the ways in which you could generalize positive qualities about yourself or positive statements about your life? And what are ways that you can minimize and shrink down and be more specific about the negatives and the challenges and the problems, right? And not be overly identified with the problems, and be willing to do this over and over and over, right? This is really something that makes all the difference between people who struggle with mental health, because this is the pattern. When people come in and they're like, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I'm struggling with this problem or that problem, almost invariably, they have a giant generalization about the negative, and they're having a really hard time accessing something positive about themselves, which is silly because if you think about it, there's always something positive about you that you could be tuning into and feeling more of. So, food for thought. Just a nice reminder that this is a principle for healing along your path to use over and over and over. Whether it's your mental emotional healing and mental emotional health, whether it's your spiritual growth and your spiritual progress, whether it is progress at a goal in your life. If you're wanting to get better at something, if you're constantly honing in and saying, I suck at the thing, you're never going to get good at it. If you go, oh, I've got to, fix that thing and tweak this and dial that in further, but I'm progressing, I'm growing, I'm getting better. Again, as you generalize the positive, it'll be healing and empowering. So take that for whatever it's worth. Hope this is a useful message for you, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.